It's Friday here at 216 the grounds with Giles and Jones. I'm Giles. He's Jones.
Good morning, everybody. And of course, we'd like a quick shout out to our friends over at JH Events and Flowers for their financial support at $5 Friday. Of course, stop out, see them, buy some flowers. Gloomy weekend, perhaps.
Yeah,
great
not looking too good
to bring a little life. Well, I guess they're dead. So bring anyway some flowers, some
they're
colors.
on their way to being dead.
Well, they are dead. If you cut them, they're not growing anymore.
Yeah, but if I'm not growing any, I guess, yeah, okay, it's dead. All right. They still look pretty.
That's it.
The flowers look pretty when they're dead. Humans don't.
And of course, our good friends over at DCCS, go DCCS.com. Those guys know what's going on over there. If you're in business, you want to be in business with them. I don't even know their tagline yet. I just
no clue, huh?
No. Anyway,
part of
DC,
it.
Go DCCS.com or something.
Go.
Yeah.
Fight team. Fight, go fight, win.
Of course, Uncle Pete's up there. Love that man's face. God rest his soul. Uncle Pete, always glad to see you, brother. But put that stream link right there, StreamYard link right into your URL. And join this show. Come in, have a cup of coffee with us. Talk about whatever it is. Oh, and there's the owner of DCCS chimes in. It says enterprise solutions that work.
We hope.
Money well spent, DCCS here on me. Anyway, go DCCS.com. Enterprise solutions that work.
There you go.
I got my hat, the DCCS hats over there.
Is that what it says? Your eyes just aren't working to read far enough away?
I don't know. Good morning.
Well, it's a good thing you're not one of their head salesmen.
Yeah. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, right.
Never mind. Hey, it is Jen Krejci.
Good morning, Jen. So we talking about peanut butter or politics today, right? Oh, we don't talk about politics, right?
That's right.
It never ends well.
We talk about peanut butter. Creamy or chunky?
A little bit of both.
Well, I like creamy.
Yeah. Well, it's more, it's you know.
I don't think you should have to fight with your peanut butter. Just chew it.
You have to fight with crunchy.
Yeah. We do.
So I was having I still am having a good week. And of course, yesterday you called me and said, hey, what are you doing? And I said, I'm doing nothing. What do you want to do? So long story short, you took us out. We went out last night and listened to an awesome blues band here in Crystal Lake.
The Cappuccino
and his beautiful bride, right? It was three guys out having a good old time. It was like the good old boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, little blues over at the Rouse Center.
That was amazing.
What
was the group? Because
Derek Purcell. Derek Purcell. Yeah. Hello Mojo is the name of his new album. Great blues guy. It was a good time.
It was a great time. You know, it's funny.
And I won the door prize.
And you did win the door prize, which was hilarious. Yeah. He won a bottle of scotch or whiskey.
Piggyback some sort of whiskey that by Pig's Ear or something.
Yeah. So it was too funny. If you can remember DJ or Drew pumping. So here's kind of what this whole show is about today for me is authenticity and its importance and just why, right? So here's what cracked me up. We're sitting there last night. They go ahead and they, as you know, because you were there. I'm setting the stage for all of our millions of viewers, right? So we're sitting there and they go ahead and do a drawing for this bottle. And lo and behold, our one and only Kent Jones wins. So if anyone really knows Kent, he is just amazing, and flamboyant, and he's himself. He's
winner.
Winner. He's just a true, authentic individual, which is what I love so much about him. But it just cracked me up because he went up to receive his gift, and he looks at the guy seriously and goes, "Do you want me to finish this here?" And the guy's like, "No, no, please don't."
Yeah.
Right?
So it's a 6-year-old. It's a 6-year-old bottle from really Whistle Pig. Piggyback Southern Whiskey. Is it what? I don't even know. Bourbon whiskey, 100 proof.
Ooh,
6 years
Good thing
old.
we didn't tap into that last
from
time.
Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig is a local distillery here.
Is it local here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of that. There's so many distilleries and breweries popping up everywhere, right? Like, holy cow. But it was just so funny that when you went up and did that, it's like, that's what I love about you, right? And the reason that we get along so well. And I think the way that
the reason that you think we get along.
Right. Not because you like how you just like me, boy. I got pretty mouth. But for me, you did that, and I'm just sitting there thinking, wow, you're comfortable with being you, right?
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
important. So I'm just sitting there a little bit, kind of let it slide, nothing big. And then they come up and say, hey, Kent, would you mind taking a picture for us for the, I don't know, for the website or whatever?
Yeah, the website.
And without even batting an eye, stands up, he goes, with shirt on or with shirt off?
Yeah, it's important.
It's important, but it was just so funny because the look on these people's face was just like, did he really just say that?
That's right.
Once again, both Deidre, my wife, and I look at each other like, that's awesome because we know who we get with you. We know what to expect, right? And that to me,
my therapist has a lot of issues with that, but
that's okay. But you're authentic. You are who you are, right? Like there's no punches being pulled with you. We get you. You are Kent, right? It's not like we're guessing.
I'm an open book, as they say.
Right. Yeah. We don't have an ulterior motive, right? Which so many people, I feel, once again, these are my feelings. There are a lot of people out there that aren't, right? That aren't genuine, that aren't authentic. And in this world today, it's hard enough when the world was awesome. Not that the world is completely.
Hey, Tim Santos, good morning. Know you are busy over there at Health Markets, the Santos Agency on Green Street, because of all of the, it's open enrollment time. You need help moving. When is that?
I thought he already did because I offered him my trailer. I thought they already moved. Let us know.
I must have put it down wrong on the calendar. Sorry, buddy.
But no, if it's coming up, yeah.
That's my bad.
Are you being authentic there?
Oh, Thursday. This coming up Thursday, the 19th. All right, man. I'll help you out.
All right, there you go.
You let me know.
You still get my trailer if you need it. Let me know as well.
I can't lift anything very heavy, but I can hold beer.
What if it's a lager?
I just want to be
a lager, though. Isn't it a heavy beer? Lager. Isn't it a heavy beer?
It could be a heavy beer. Hey, Don, how are you? Still need your trailer.
You still need my trailer. Yep, absolutely. Let me know what day you want to pick it up, or I'll just drop it off. So
no, you usually hitch it up. Don't pick it up, Tim.
Yeah,
excited for you. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, that's gonna be great, man. That place they're getting into. Can't tell you where they're at, but it's great. It's gonna be great.
We can work on that to make sure that gets moved.
Needs to get emptied. Yeah, it's important. You got to clean it out before you move it.
Yeah.
So that'll be the last.
It's going to throw a lot of people off though for his yearly bash, his birthday bash. Yeah. People are going to go to the old house. The people who are living there now are like,
"Yeah, what's going on? When did the party start?"
Yeah. Make sure that trailer has air. The right the passenger side rear.
It's got a slow leak.
It's a slow leaker.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Just so you know.
Yeah. That's all right.
That's it, Don. Yep. Happy Friday. Good to have you in here, brother. So authenticity.
Right. Right. I don't know where I was going with that anymore. No.
Yeah. You feel that you're not authentic.
No, I am. I am authentic as I definitely can be. There's sometimes that I'll be a little bit more guarded with people, but I always try to be as authentic as possible. When I'm meeting somebody new, granted, you just let it all hang out when you meet somebody. I mean, you're just you all the time.
When it gets cold, it doesn't hang out that far. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's chilly.
I mean, for me,
I was in the pool.
Right. Well, for me, like if you're not being authentic in a way, it's lying, right? You're not being your true self. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a liar. I can't lie. I'm too dumb to remember to lie. But also, I just want people to either, for me, and I think it's for a lot of people, either love or hate a person, right? There's not usually a lot of in between. And if you're not being who you are to somebody, and then you become friends, it's not really a genuine relationship.
Why is it? Because I know I've got acquaintances, people that have been in my life. We call them human parasites. They just always seem to need a host body to live off of, right?
Oh, interesting statement.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They all of a sudden, well, I'm hanging out with Scott this week because Scott's what I need.
Something kind of help push you a little forward.
And then I drain Scott a little bit. He starts getting a little irritated. So then I jump over to Tim over there. I helped him move. Next thing you know, I'm living in his basement for a couple of months, and you got
an ulterior motive.
Then all of us, So I mean, those people aren't very authentic, is what you're saying? Are those?
Well, no, I'm not saying everybody, but I mean, it's it could be. There could be an underlying tone of trying to want to get something out of forming this relationship, right, or this bond.
Yeah.
And for me, that's. I mean, the world is getting more and more impersonal in a lot of ways. at least from my standpoint. And for me, it's really important for me to be authentic to people, to let them know who I am. And, you know, I'm either going to spend time with you or I'm not, because
yeah, but isn't that a Gen X? I mean, we're the generation who grew up not giving a fuck, right? Uncle Pete said it all the time. Got no more fucks to give, right? And this is why we get so irritated with the way the world is now, because everybody's like, oh my gosh, everybody wants to give a fuck about everything. And we're like, what? Just move on.
Just do you.
Yeah.
Right. Be you. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, right?
So, I mean, but isn't that just our generation?
I don't know. To be honest with you, you could be right, but I don't know anything other than really my generation, right? Because that's me. That's what I've grown up with.
I mean,
That's what I've known.
We didn't run around caring about what your sexual preference was.
Oh God, no. We just cared if we were getting sex.
And that's what America is all about right now, right?
Right. No,
gender.
No, you and I, in our generation, we cared about getting sex, not what our gender was, right?
Don't look at me with those eyes like that when you say that.
Yeah, he is genuinely cute. But right, so I don't know. I mean, I lived my life the way I thought I was supposed to, right? I wasn't. My parents always just told me, just be you, right? And so I was, and I never really thought twice about it. And today, the only reason I think about, you know, like what you just brought up, is because everyone else brings it up, and this is what they're saying, this is what they're talking about. For me, in a lot of respects, I feel like I'm a pretty simple individual, right? To where I try not to get involved in all the hoopla and what's hot.
You get involved in everything. What do you mean?
I'm not talking business wise. I'm talking like comments wise, and the movements, and, you know, the Me Too and the movements.
Who are you? Are you trying to talk yourself into this? You drove around with soap on your window that says "Question everything."
Right.
I don't get into anything. I try not to. I try to stay
about the me. You asked me about
to stay out of it.
That's being genuine. That's being authentic to me. That's authentic me saying, "Wait, open your eyes. Think about what you're doing."
But that's taking an M80 and throwing it in the pond.
Okay, all right. I mean, I am stirring the pot a little bit, but that is stirring the pot. That is stirring the pot.
I don't listen. I don't get into that shit.
Yeah. No, but the comment that you made, right? Like, I care about where America is going, and I want people to think about it. And that's the reasoning behind those statements that I make and drove around with. But
how'd that work for you?
It worked very well. It actually worked very well. I got,
we got high inflation.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't stop everybody. Couldn't get everyone to think.
Gas out at Woodman's was $3.24. You know how excited I was to get $3.24. It only took $65 to fill up my truck. People are reserved because they are scared or afraid. What are they of? What? I don't understand.
Well, people judging them. See, that's the thing, is people are just. And if someone judges you and you don't like them, move on, right? I mean, and that's where if you're trying to get someone to like you and you're not being yourself, then they're not liking you. So what's the reason of wasting your time on that person? If you're not being authentic and genuine, what's your ulterior motive? Now, if you're trying to get business out of them, it's like going to a network meeting, right? Or networking, right? Networking is for meeting people. It's not really for selling your service. Being genuine to that person and trying to help that person, right? Someday maybe they can help you, but that's not. A lot of people go into it with the wrong mindset, right?
Sure.
Right.
Don's bumper sticker. I don't get into all that shit right under the windows that say "Question everything."
That's right.
That's it.
I need to put that back on my truck, don't I?
Whatever. You can put whatever. Put a wiener on there. I don't care.
But Drew said, people are reserved because they're afraid. Well, why
afraid
are they?
Of what?
Why? Right. That's what I was going to say. Afraid of what? Well, they're afraid of revealing their true self to these people? Why are you spending time talking to them if you don't want them to know who you are? Unless it's a business thing and you're trying to sell them something. But talking about being authentic, I'm talking about from a person standpoint, not necessarily from a business standpoint, because people do become a little bit of a chameleon when they're selling things to people and trying to, appeal to their greater sense.
Yeah. See, I don't judge people. I just state the obvious.
What do you mean by that?
That guy's an idiot. Should never have wore those shoes with that that shirt. I mean, you know what I mean? Oh, look at this fella.
But is that authentic?
Here's another thing.
That just being
another thing. Dudes with CPAPs that are bald, wake up more than 5 minutes before you walk out the house. Nobody wants to see the CPAP strap.
Is that what you do?
Into your head? No, I don't know.
Then why you bring that up?
Because I see dudes all the time. Kind of, they got straps. Like they get up.
Maybe that's their
get up, have a cup of coffee.
Maybe
stretch, do something. Right?
Maybe that's their authentic self.
Again,
They want to see you.
That's just my observation. It's not judging. It's just an observation. Nobody wants to see your, lines from your CPAP machine all over your face. Get up early, right? Wash your face.
Brush your teeth. Yeah.
Do things to look good or avoid looking bad. Right. Right. Humans. Right. That's what they do. I don't know. I don't care if I look bad.
You're you. I mean, if you like yourself and you're doing what you want to do.
Drew says I carry a California vibe.
What?
A California vibe.
California.
I match shoes, glasses, shirts, flat bill. Flat bill hats.
You're definitely very skaterish.
Yeah.
Very skater vibe. And it's great because you are you. And that's kind of what I'm saying. You don't really care. You dress yourself up the way that you want to dress, whether inside or not, you're thinking differently, right? Or if you're wondering if someone's thinking about it.
I just don't understand how people can throw 4 or 5 colors together and walk out the house. And it's not plaid. I just don't understand.
No, most people aren't fashion
like my daughter.
Most people aren't like fashion forward like you.
Yeah. I think maybe we should be thankful. Shayna, good morning, says
good morning.
That some hide their authentic selves. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are some people that, but and in the same case though, hey, give me your authentic self and I can choose not to be part of you. But if this person inside is a real asshole and they're not being authentic to me, not being genuine to me, and I spend time with them, I give them my energy, I give them, time in my life, which, we can never get back time. And then the truth to me, that's like lying to somebody. You're not being true to them, right? Well, so I don't want that. I want people to tell me what's going on. I want to know who you are. And then I can make the choice if I'm going to use my time to spend time with you.
So Tim says being authentic probably doesn't mean that you just go around telling people how you feel. You just don't lie about how you feel when asked or appropriate to share your feelings. Yeah, right. You
don't walk up and be like, hi, I like to take it. You know what I mean? Just give them your whole life story first off, but be you. I mean, if you're a goofy, silly person like you, I mean, that's great. I love that. I mean, you crack me up every time. If you weren't you, you'd be dying inside.
I really don't like people. I don't want to get to know people. I got to have a reason to get to know you, right? To me, stay in your hole. I'll stay in mine. Leave me alone. And my life is fun, right? I mean, that was a little rhyme.
Right. Right. But it's funny you say that because you chat. You love to talk. When you're out and about, you're out on stage. Persona is very personable. Hey, how you doing? But now you're telling me that you hate people. What I see and what you say to me is contradictory, because when you're out and about, and some of that for me, like I'm similar in some place, is nervousness. So you'll talk to these people and you keep yourself rolling because it's a way to keep your nervous energy from getting the best of you.
As an entrepreneur, the thing that I hate is the thing that makes my business run, or my businesses run, right? I need people. So I can go and talk with them, but I don't want to get to know you. I don't give a shit who you are, right? Now, if in time a relationship is built, I'll get to know you over time, but I really don't give a shit about people. I don't. What you do is what you do, and I don't care. W. Clement Stone said, do whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't, violate you or your fellow man, right?
Right.
So guess what? Hey, do what you're gonna do as long as you don't violate me and my family. You hurt me or my family, now we've got issues, right? True authenticity does require a level of relationship. I agree, because if you don't know me, you're like, fucker.
Well, it is crazy.
That guy's drunk, idiot.
Right. But that's right. But you don't need alcohol to be you.
Well, no,
right. Some people do. Some people need some type of coercion or coaxing to help them bring their authentic.
I'm an extroverted introvert. If I go to a new place and people I don't know, I'm pretty quiet. And I'm not quiet because I'm shy or scared. I'm quiet because I got to get a read on the room. I've got to,
But that's also being smart. You're trying to figure out your audience per se, right? You're trying to figure out what's going on and where you fit in, maybe how you fit in with the situation, right? And then once you've got your idea of where you're going, that's when, for me, the authentic Kent comes out.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah,
and same with, I think, with a lot of people. When you're uncomfortable, you're not going to be wanting to be like, hey, what's happening? Jump out there, say who you are. But when you get that comfortable vibe and, and want to share with somebody.
Yeah, but then, I mean, you're like, I want to get to know, I don't want to get to know people. I really don't. I don't care. You know what I mean? I really don't care. To me, you be your authentic self. That's cool. Our streams don't have to cross, right?
Right.
But I don't need to, I can do business with you, but I don't need to get to know you.
Right.
Right.
But the nice thing about when you're being your true self, right? Your authentic self or genuine self, people see that and maybe want to. And that's, I mean, for you and I, that's kind of what brought us and forged us as a relationship, right? Or being friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we're on the same team today, Don. Yeah. Cold with those.
Oh, that's what I said too.
Actually, it's not too bad of a day. But
take off your shirt, would you?
We're on this. Yeah.
Shirt on or shirt off?
Shirts or skins?
Shirts or skins today? Can you please skins today?
Have you had your personality typed? Myers-Briggs is a cool one. I did the DISC assessment. Oh, look, we're promoting Netflix or something back there.
Oh no! Oh, I better get rid of that. Yeah, no, that Myers-Briggs is a really good one. Did you do the DISC? Yeah, the DISC was the one that I think I did. Yeah, that was a good one. It's always something people should take just to kind of see if it fits in with how they feel as a person. I mean, they're not 100%, but
I could go get my DISC over here if you want it.
Did you?
No, we probably look better.
Yeah.
Hey, Pops.
Good morning, Dad. So he says the definition of authenticity means you're true to your own personality, values, and spirit, regardless of the pressure that you're under to act otherwise. You're honest with yourself and with others, and you take responsibility for your mistakes. Your values, ideas, and actions align.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but those lines have been blurred, I think, more so today, right? Because people are wanting to chameleon to what they think everyone else wants to hear. When you're discussing with somebody and you don't say what you really want to say. And so for me, it's stifle. If you don't say what how you really feel and telling people how you feel, it's going to be a different vibe. They're not going to understand maybe who you are. Right. And for me,
well, the issue, if we go back here, the issue in my eyes, now my show, so I'm never really wrong on this show. I just want to lay that out there. But the issue,
you're never wrong anyway. That's
the
why
issue
you're married.
in my eye is means you're true to your own personality, and you're honest with yourself. See that line right there? You're honest with yourself. There are so many people who aren't honest with themselves.
Right.
I have gotten in a lot of trouble with companies because, I've been in board meetings. I've been in high level meetings at financial institutions, and, they're trying to say 2 + 2 is 5. And I'm like, you're idiots. It's not 5. Right. They're trying to sell you an idea to buy into. And if it doesn't make sense to me, because I'm true to myself and honest with myself, I can't go out and say that. I can't,
right.
I can't misrepresent. I'm not going to try to tell people 2 + 2 is 5. This is ridiculous. Right.
Right. Because for one reason, you would want people to treat you that way, right? You don't want someone to try to pull wool over your eyes, right?
Oh, people do all the time.
Right. But
whatever.
Right. But you do it because it's the right thing to do.
So, and there's also times the biggest thing that in my personality doesn't appreciate is stupidity, and you can't fix stupidity. And I've been in a lot of meetings where the people are just idiots.
Yeah.
And I have to call it out. I should sit there quietly, but I can't. I have to call it out. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Right.
Right.
I've said that to CEOs. Right. It just doesn't matter.
By the way, were you working the next day after you said that to them?
Yeah. But yeah.
Did they appreciate? I mean, so for me,
I don't know. I didn't go up and ask them. I really didn't care. Whatever. You appreciate it or not. It's a stupid idea. Right. Guess what? You have CEO behind your name. And guess what? If I have a stupid idea, what are you going to say? That's a stupid idea.
Right.
Well, you're just a person to me.
Your
title doesn't scare me for shit.
Right.
Guess what? You're a person. That's a dumb idea.
And that's the beauty of being authentic, right?
And it's great when you do that too, because everybody else who kisses ass around that table looks at you like,
yeah, he's a badass.
Oh.
Or will he be here tomorrow?
What are you talking about?
But that's huge. So you, at the end of the day, you know that you've been you, right? And you spoke your mind. That's a good feeling inside people, because if you don't, for me, I feel if you're not being authentic and genuine at the end of the day, what are you? You're being an imposter, right? You're not being who you are. And that's hard for our psyche. If you're not being who you are, being the genuine person that you are, it's hard for our psyche. It sucks it in, whether you feel it right away or not. It definitely does affect you long term, and that's what's important. And that's kind of the point I wanted to get across. And that's why I wanted to do this topic today, because it's such a simple thing that we can do and how to do it, but it has such great repercussions on a person's psyche and subconscious brain when they're not being themselves, right? And they're always, let's just say, trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, or, what I mean? Trying to chameleon to be what they think everyone else wants them to be. That, might get them a deal, but it's messing
the amazing
them up.
thing is, outside of America, the world allows the minority to be the minority, right? Inside of America, we want the minority to be the majority.
Well, we want to help them become the majority, right? Nope. Because they're always trying to help the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the way you want to look at it, but no. Yeah. I'm just saying that, instead of focusing on everything that we can agree on, we tend to focus on everything that we can't agree on. And we continue to do, dig that splinter in deeper and deeper. And now these young people in America, right. I mean, if you have conversations with people outside of America in different countries, they don't have the same issues that we think are big and crazy, right?
Right. Exactly.
If you think that you're a unicorn, good, walk around and be a unicorn. We don't look twice at it, right? Go ahead, whatever, cuckoo, right? And said here in America, we say, oh, you're a unicorn? Why don't we gather all the people who think they're unicorns, put
them in the same area?
And it's less than 1% of the population, and the next thing you know, they're passing legislation for the less than 1% instead of,
that's
what I mean?
Welcome to America. Yeah. Trying to make everybody happy. Right.
That's what I'm saying. So a lot of the young people in America can't be honest with themselves because they bought into stuff, right? That 100%. that the United States wants them to do, or believe, or act.
Well, and the way things in the United States are happening today, and all the barrage of things that people have with fake news and social media and all this stuff, how do people even know who they are anymore? Because they're trying to keep up with what they say they should be. And for whatever reason, these kids care about what they think they should be, not what their brain is telling them they should be. Although some will, there are this movement of everyone, being, you can't be a unicorn. I'm sorry, you can't be a cat, but you can be a bunch of other things. But there's a lot of things that make no sense. That's not being authentic. To me, that's being an idiot, right? Like, what are you thinking? You're not. Right? So that's not possible.
So your dad, who's been around for a few years, right? He's
83 revolutions around this blue marble.
Seen a lot of things. Says in today's world, too many people bend to pressures from others. Hence, they're not being true to their authentic self. This is a problem in our world today. Now, if you say our world, then you have to say your world is the United States, because I've had a lot of conversations lately with people from other countries, just because of the station, that they don't have the same issues that we tend to hear in them. They have some.
Right, I was gonna say they have some, but nowhere near the severity that we have here in the Americas.
And it's it's like in the war-torn countries right now, we don't have the same. I mean, I can't imagine. Hey, you gotta get out. Guess what? Your little Jimmy was getting up to go to school today, and here comes a Scud missile, right? I mean, I don't understand that, right?
Well, we don't live in that environment.
If you're gonna say our world, it's not the blueberry. It's really
it's the United States. And so I agree with Kent completely on that one. It is. But I think what he's meaning by that, our world, meaning our world, the United States, because Europe, although they do, and all these other countries, like you state, do have issues, but I don't think they have the size of the issue that we have here, as far as people, trying to chameleon into what think the world wants them to see.
Here's a, for instance, you can go anywhere outside of the United States and you will not see any big pharma commercials. Zero. It's only here in the United States.
Well, that's who owns the United States.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You don't allegedly see, you don't see commercials for pills that have side effects that will give you dry because you're an introvert. Give you dry mouth, diarrhea, vomiting, and could cause heart attack. Right. Nothing like wanting to get out in public with diarrhea.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one. They don't have anywhere near the amount of in-your-face ads and commercials like that. But when we do go out of the country, they do have, but it's nowhere near what we have. Every commercial you watch on TV is insane as far as fix one thing, give you 12 others. But I mean, the United States is pure and simply, it's pharma, push this pill, take this, take that. Right. And that's what people, look at that. Oh, this is just from the conversations I've had. I've never been outside of these here, United States. Spent most of my life right here in the Midwest. So these are this is what the conversations that I've had with people are telling me. Like, hey, that's an America thing. It is an America thing. It is an America thing, but there are some commercials, but very few and far between out there. It's not here every day. You're getting barraged with, you need this, you need that, fix this, fix that, right? And it's, you think I have that? I need to get that fixed. Well, maybe that's just part of who you are and your personality, right? But they're making it seem wrong.
Well, there's a lot to that, Shayna. Absolutely.
Shayna said, I don't know why people aren't questioning the why and the why now for the warp in reality. What if the hate and confusion is a frequency? I'm a big Nick Tesla fan.
Listen, I drove 10 hours last Sunday, and down through into Indiana, and there were all these huge wind turbines, miles of them.
We've talked about those before, haven't we?
Miles of them. Now I'm driving a little pace bus because I was driving a basketball team.
Got a new job.
And usually if you're in one of those buses and it's windy, it's going to push you around a little bit.
Oh yeah, especially going into Indiana in those open fields.
I could take my hands off the wheel going 70 miles an hour, and that thing went straight as a button.
That's because Jesus took the wheel.
But all them big wind turbines happen to be going. I'm like, them are big things, and I would think, now I'm not a scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but I would think that would be a pretty big win to get all of those, 100 meter, fan blades to turn.
Yeah, we talked about this,
but there wasn't. So that's all.
How do we get to Indiana and wind blades?
I'm just saying because of that frequency. That's
all. Okay, the free. I got you.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, what frequency? We don't know.
Nope. We're just talking about TV commercials. Yeah. No, none of that politics.
Yeah, no politics. Peanut butter. We're talking peanut butter.
It's just commercials about big pharma and the need to keep a lot of Americans medicated.
Down.
Medicated.
Yeah.
Anyway,
stressed and pressed. So,
but that's just me being my authentic self, Bob.
And that's good. That's good though, because if you being your authentic self and being genuine don't bring up these questions to me, to anybody else that you're talking, they're not going to think about these things, right? And they're like, whatever. If nothing else, you're putting a question in somebody's head, right? And they have to evaluate it for themselves and come up with their own answer. But you're pushing when you're being yourself, which is great because it makes people think outside the box. Love you, hate you. You don't have to waste any time.
What's the box?
Metaphor.
I hate that saying. What do you mean?
What do you want me to?
What's the box?
Then the normal, what people say, right? Thinking outside the box instead of the way the typical person thinks. You think a little bit differently. Most people, when somebody says, "Hey, can I take your picture for winning that?" They're not going to stand up and be like, "Shirt on or shirt off," right? So that's what I'm saying. Your thought processes are very different, and I love that. But most people would look at you. The people that were sitting next to us when you said that, they're like this. The one lady would look disgusted, and her husband looking at her like, how am I supposed to react? How am I react so you don't kill me?
That's because right now in America there's a big push on covering up nipples. So that's why I asked. I didn't want anybody to feel uncomfortable.
Is that the new thing? Is that the new thing right now?
Yeah.
No nipples.
#free the nipple.
Hashtag free the nipple.
The study of electromagnetic energy gets wild when you consider the aura, or what is called the biosphere now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey. Yeah, you bet.
Good morning, Lisa.
And my other good morning on my name was banned on the other one. Yes, we understand that, and for good cause.
Good morning, Sal.
Hey, brother, how are you, Sal Villalobos? Big, like and follow that guy. He does a lot of good things with mortgages down there in Texas. Just had a nice little piece on how to protect your pre-approval. Liked it. It was good. Come to the conclusion, but why they are told sheep.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
I don't get that one.
I take
Is
back,
that a Texas thing?
I don't know. I take back that whole thing about it being a good mortgage guy. Thanks. Maybe he's drinking.
He
this
didn't
early.
say a good English guy. You didn't
Maybe
say a
he's
good English
drinking this
major. He
early
said
in
a
the
good
morning.
mortgage
No,
guy.
he's been doing it for 30 years. The guy's
Hey,
he's
maybe
one
he
of
has
the
a good
best.
assistants that dots the I's and crosses the T's
He's
for him.
one of the best there.
Right,
yeah, they come to the conclusions by what they are told. Is what I'm saying?
Well, that's what you're learned. It's what's learned. Right. And when something, being an authentic individual, when you're told something and you look at it, you're not going to be like, yeah, okay. Like with me, that's why I love prodding you. Right. I hit you and you're just like, whoa, hold on. You come out and you don't have a problem. I don't want to say attacking, but I'm going to use the word attacking me.
Sure.
Right. Because that's your authentic self. And you want to make sure I'm thinking about it from your perspective, right? To look at it differently. I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Right. I want people to call me out or to question what I'm doing rather than be, yeah, you're right. Because then how do I grow as a person? If I'm just saying, yeah,
I don't care if you grow as a person.
I do, though.
Yeah.
And that's why I surround myself with people that I feel are authentic, right? That are going to give it to me straight, because that's what I want. I don't want people to candy coat stuff. If we've got an issue, tell me what's going on. It might hurt. It might sting at that moment, but it's also going to help me to become a better person and to grow. And maybe I can also help somebody else to foster somebody else to become their true authentic self, instead of being somebody that the world, society is trying to push them to be.
Yeah, not political, but does anyone have a concern about how easy it is to produce deep fakes and how it pertains to our?
It scares the shit out of me.
Just take off the back part of it, and just how easy it is to produce deep fakes. Well, it is because how do you boil a frog? You don't throw a frog into boiling water like you do crawdads, right? Or a lobster.
Right.
You have to put that
slow temperature rise.
So you know what? Yeah. Hey, we'll do this. Okay, now they're starting to get this. Now we'll take this away and we'll make them, shelter and whatever, right? The next thing you know, we can feed them whatever, and nobody's going to question it. They're going to go, "Hey, it was on TikTok. It's real.
All right,
it's real because it was on TikTok."
Right, and TikTok. So here, think about this one. As far as slowly, you're talking about boiling the frog, right?
Yeah.
How many years has it since the first cell phone came out? Do you know?
There is the bumper sticker of the day. Lisa,
what'd she say?
She says, "I don't know what to say. I showed up and heard flashing nipples. I'd have to do a lift up for that."
Stage life. They make braziers for that.
Oh Lord, that's a.
Well, it's a good time to tune into the show then.
Hey, ladies, there's the bumper. There's the bumper sticker. 216 the net lift ups. There we go.
We can sell those.
Constructive criticism. Yeah. Now I can't get that image out of my mind, Lisa.
You're the one that brought it up.
Tune in on Sunday mornings for
changing perception,
living outside the box.
Holy God. No, was a
knob flash.
Third nipple. Oh man, this is going the wrong direction. But hey, if that's what you got to do to be authentic, just have at it. Run right for it.
There, boy, they took your breath away. That was bad radio.
That was bad radio?
Bad radio. I guess I never did.
No, laughing's good. Shayna, what does she say? She says, I think the Second Amendment took a boost after the home-to-home attacks. That might be political.
I don't know.
I don't even know what she's talking about on that one. So
I don't.
But you were talking about the slow frog, boiling the slow frog, right? It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't, and it's a slow thing to transfer everybody, to get everybody. I feel the way that things are driving us, that we are all being pushed away from, or a majority of people are being pushed away from being their authentic self and being genuine, because they want to fit in. People want to fit in. I mean, and some people are sacrificing who they are to fit in with people where, like you say, you don't give a shit.
Well, Shane has talked about that a lot over the years with us here on this show is, tribes. Everybody wants to fit into a tribe.
No, that was me. Tribes. And you told me it's bullshit.
No, that was Shane.
No, you told me it's bullshit. I can pull that tape back up.
Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna have to pull that back up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to my producer.
Yeah,
see when we can pull that one up.
They're all out there. They're all out there on
regardless,
YouTube. They're all out there on YouTube.
Right, and regardless, it is true because we need and want to belong to a tribe, right? So we will morph ourselves into things to fit into those tribes. And there's nothing wrong with adapting to a certain point.
Then it's not your authentic self.
But I was going to say, there's nothing wrong with adapting. But if you're not being true to your authentic, genuine, personal self and what's going on, that's when it becomes an issue, right? You can look at things different. And we do change. If you're not changing, you're not growing. If you're not growing, what happens? You're like flowers. You die, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's important. And we do need to be tribes. And if you need to adjust your game or your what you say to people to become part of a tribe, that's okay. But a lot of people these days are going, I feel, away from who their authentic, genuine self is in order to fit into some tribe or category that they want to be in. And that's detrimental in the long run for some. That's exhausting. Exhausting. I mean, I don't know, you don't fake things, but you can tell when people are really not themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Lisa says that she says, I'll put forth that not many people know who they really are. Life has been about changing acceptance for so long. Change is great.
The great why you choose to change is the answer.
Helps to read, Kent. That's good. Jen says, I'm authentic. I'm an authentic. Adapting to an extrovert tribe is a guy. No, it's brutal. They're all idiots. It's fun to think people are thoughtful and consider all sides. Listen, I still roll under my authentic self is this. If you're an asshole, fuck you. If you're a good person, come over and get a hug, right? Listen, to me, that's what life's about. And I've got all the time and patience in the world for people who are just decent people. If you're a dickhole, I ain't got time for that. It sucks up too much of my energy. We were talking about vibration a little bit early. Every morning you wake up, you have this circle of energy. You have this vibration about you, and if you allow the dickholes in the world to suck that energy out, that's bad, right? So I just don't have time for that. And listen, maybe it's because I'm old, but I don't. Just be you. Just, people think I'm funny a lot of times because I just say whatever's on my mind. Oh my God. Like last night, right?
You are funny. You are funny because that's you. And you're not in the back of your head thinking about what you're going to say and how people are going to react to it because you don't care.
Yeah.
Right. And people are either going to be like, oh my God, that dude's hilarious. I want to get to know him, or just, I'd like to be like him, or wow,
that's right. Baby.
Idiot. Don't want to talk to him. Right. It's a simple open and closed book, but there's no, for me, authentic is black and white. You either are you or you're not you, right? But there's so much gray these days. Get off my lawn.
Hey, I don't care if you're on my lawn. Just pick up your trash.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't really care. Just pick up your trash. Don't poop on my.
I think that people owe it to themselves to be who they are and what they want, and true to themselves. It's a freeing, very freeing experience. It's a very freeing, I shouldn't even say experience. It's just very freeing. I mean, why do you want to be somebody else? Why do you want to be a version of what somebody else thinks you should be? What does that gain you in life besides unhappy? Because you're trying to make somebody else like you for basically someone you're not. What Lisa say? At the end of the day, all those people you allowed to puppet your mind and life won't be there when you answer for yourself. When you answer for yourself to God.
Says the lady who makes money as a therapist. Right. One of the puppets.
Well, so she's right.
One of the puppet minders.
She's not wrong. If you're changing yourself for other people, those, you're doing yourself a major disservice.
When the only psychologist that was known was Freud, did we have all these issues? about your authentic self, or were people just?
I think they were, but it was never talked about.
I
There's
like.
a lot of
Let's
things
go
that
back to
people
the
don't talk
Bible
about.
days where people who had a mental illness were possessed by the devil, and then we can have a witch hunt like we did, and because they were possessed. That's just easier than having everybody walking around trying to live with their
differences.
Well, yeah, their diagnoses, not differences. Right? Wouldn't it be?
Right.
That's Jerry.
Well,
He's possessed by the devil.
Yeah. Well, so many people are looking these days for just to have a diagnosis so
Right.
they can say, I'm this. Well, no, you're Kent.
I know. Lisa does not tell people what to think. She force feeds them that. Oh, I mean, or do I help them understand how to discover their gunk and decide what to do? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just say, you know what, Jerry, $75 for this half hour, but you're possessed by the devil. And we'll see you next week.
And your nipples are pointing down.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see you next week, right? Well, I'm just saying. My daughter is a clinical psychologist. She's one of the best. I mean, she's great at what she does. I'm just saying that
has she therapized you?
Oh, I imagine.
Has she therapized you?
Oh, I can guarantee it. I mean, you don't want to do that with the people you love. You ask Lisa that, but yeah, I mean, right. You look at. She'll say sit like, and time for Dad's uncomfortable joke. There it is.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, she knows you.
Yeah.
But you're being true to yourself. And even after she says it, you're still going to go after it, right?
Yeah.
Some people would be like, oh, and shut down and not be themselves and not say that comment. And then it's going to eat inside of you.
And there's the other bumper sticker. I wear good bras in the office.
But you pointed it to me.
Right. That's right. Do you think everyone has the strength required to be 100% authentic? We are hardwired for community. About 20% will be born outliers to help innovate and forward progress. Nature.
It's a good question. Do you think everyone has the strength required to be 100% authentic? No. I think you can muster the strength, but I think the way that the society is and the way we were raised and things that are kind of thrown at us, some people, it's really hard to be because people are afraid of being judged. They want to fit in. They want to be part of that tribe. So
you want true authenticity.
You're putting yourself out on the line for some people these days, saying how they are and who they are.
You want true authenticity. There's two places you can get. One is DCCS. Go DCCS.com. Whatever he said earlier. What is that? I don't know.
He's your buddy. I have no idea.
I don't know what
Drew, you want to chime back in because he's got some dementia going on over here.
What is that tagline?
I don't know. God. Solutions right there. Stop.
All right.
Right there. There you go.
Make sure the trailer is in the.
Farther up.
Where was enterprise solutions that work? DCCS. Check them out at godccs.com. And you want true authenticity. Nothing says true authentic more than a bouquet of flowers from JH Events and Flowers. And it's $5 Friday. Stop over there and say you heard it here right on 216. And Tom's Productions will take care of it. How's that? There you go.
Tom still doesn't know he's taking care of all these either. So Deanna's going to call you one day and be like, "Where's my money?"
I think everyone has the strength. The lack of awareness of what that is the issue. There you go.
Lack of awareness.
Yeah, no, I think everybody has a strength. It's just what I try to tell my kids, right? What I try to tell my kids is you shouldn't act any different in your bedroom than you're right as a kid growing up than you do out in public. Because when you're yourself, when you're in your bedroom playing with your Barbies or your bricks or your Matchbox cars or whatever, that's who you are. When you go outside, just be that same person. You should never have to, leave a personality, hang it up like Mr. Rogers' sweater. So who you are behind closed doors when nobody's watching, that's who you should be when everybody's watching. That's what I say, right? Now,
and that is you're 100% right there. But people are afraid when they go out there and they're going to be judged. So that people nobody wants to be judged and feel like people are looking down upon them for who they are. So they create a little bit different of their persona.
But there are times. So Lucy's she's 14. She's a freshman in high school. She's an athlete. So she's got her basketball bag on the front of her. She's got her book bag, backpack on the back of her. And it's chilly yesterday, and she's headed off to the bus, and she grabs a blanket. Like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, what? I'm going, get on the bus. So you're not going out of the house looking like a homeless person. You're not taking a blanket to school. Oh, yeah, it's just, no. Leave that blanket here. You're either going to be cold or go get a sweatshirt. Right? I'm like, what are you doing? I go,
She was being herself.
no, all the kids now, they blanket everything. And you see kids walking to school in blankets. I'm like, you're not homeless. We have money. You have sweatshirts. You have a jacket. Put it on if you're cold. You don't walk around it like you're homeless. You just don't do it. You'll thank me later. Rolls the eyes, deep breath, goes up and changes, puts, gets a sweatshirt on, and away she goes. Ask her, hey, how'd your day go? My day went great. Okay.
But how do you know it wouldn't have gone great if she had a blanket with her?
What's that?
How do you know it wouldn't have gone great if she had a blanket with
her? I'm sure it would have gone great.
So then why did it different? If she was comfortable wearing a blanket to school.
I wasn't comfortable. That's my authentic self.
You're authentic, right, but shouldn't you let her be her?
No, she's 14. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to smoke? You want to drink? You want to drive a car? You be you. Go ahead. No, that's stupid. She's a kid. She's a kid. She's
a little bit different for me with when you just said car, drugs versus a blanket because she's cold.
Where do you draw the line then?
There. Right.
You do, not me.
Right. Well, that's why I'm asking, because there's different parenting styles. I just find it interesting if that's what makes her comfy and makes her happy. And she's,
she doesn't know. She's 14.
I'll disagree with that one. I think at 14, kids know what they want and don't. They do need to be taught, and they do need to learn, from us. But something like that. So my mom was one of the greatest things she ever told my wife and I was save your nose for what really matters. Does it really matter that she wore a blanket to school instead of a sweater? Really, in the big picture thing, it don't matter.
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Because
what are you worried about what they're going to say to her, or that they're going to think she's homeless because you said she looks homeless?
No, because her mental capacity, that's laziness. That is.
Okay.
Right. She doesn't understand what she's telling her subconscious mind at that point. But if you want a 14-year-old to make those decisions, you go ahead. They're kids. It's the worst thing you can do. Here's what Americans need to do. They need to tell kids what to do. They're 14. They don't know. Did you know at 14? Hell no.
No, and that's what a parent is for.
Did you know at 25? Hell no.
No, but that's what a parent is, to direct them. I'm just saying, for something like that, it was for me, right? I saved my nose for the big things. It was not a big deal. If she's comfortable wearing that, she's comfortable wearing different color socks. Who cares? Let her do it. That's her authentic self. That's what she chose to do.
That ain't her.
I don't need to interrupt.
That ain't her
I don't need to interrupt into her.
That ain't her authentic self, because everybody else is wearing blankets. That's why she wants to wear a blanket. No, hell.
Is that it? Everyone else is wearing blankets? Is that what you're saying?
Just drive by. Just drive by the campus. You'll see kids walking around with blankets.
Really?
Hell yeah, it's stupid. That's why that's not her authentic self.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen that, but at the same token, for me, that wouldn't have been something. If that's the way she feels she wants to dress, granted, 14, maybe she's trying to fit in a little bit better. Where are we reading? Scott, your kids are grown ups and you still tell them. What do I tell them? I don't tell them anything. I talk to them and I ask them questions as to why they're doing things, but I don't tell my kids what to do. My kids do what they want to do because of how they were brought up and what they were taught. As when they were children, I absolutely did tell them. But like I said, we saved our nose for when it really mattered. For me, that didn't really matter. So
make sure you guide and correct a 14-year-old on the little things, and you'll be dealing with bigger things later, right? The why because defense, right?
What is the why?
Teaching them to follow others or to
orders.
Rebel.
Teaching them to follow orders or to rebel.
It's good if I could read. Why question it? Only authentic adult males wear red shoes. Hey, I do. I've got Hey Dudes on today. They're black. It's authentic if it's
authentic at 14. Why not adult? I don't.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why not adult? I mean, if that's what she wanted to do, what difference? I mean, it's not hurting her or anybody else to do that
physically.
But so you're saying you think mentally her wearing a blanket?
Absolutely.
What's
it's the same thing. It's the same thing if you go, hey, here's the deal. We're not going to wash your clothes for a month, but you got to wear them. We're done washing your clothes. You're 14 years old. You're done washing your clothes. They're still good clothes. There's not holes in them. They're going to be dirty and stink.
Yeah, I don't. Dirty clothes versus a blanket keeping her warm.
Yeah.
It's not even in the same ballpark.
Why?
Why she's not going to wear dirty clothes because she stinks, right? She's wearing a blanket because she needs to be warm. She wants to be warm.
That's not what a blanket's for. and out in public. You wear a coat out in public.
Well, right.
So
I'll agree with-
psychologically, she's saying,
psychologically, she wears a blanket. You're saying that maybe she's pushing into her psyche that she's homeless, that she doesn't have the proper clothes. I mean,
absolutely.
Okay, I get where you're coming from, but that's not the first thought that would come through my head with something like that, right? So, and this is where, like I say, I learn different things, but that one just still doesn't resonate with me. I get what you're saying, how it's something playing with the psyche, but
the problem is that I see, in my opinion, is that you think a 14-year-old knows and can make a decision. They can't.
No, I didn't say that at all.
No, yes, you did. I don't see a problem with it. No, that's not a decision that she can make. Right? It's the same thing. I see. Look, kids today it's 40 below and they wear a hoodie. Not my kid.
And shorts.
Not my kid. Put a damn coat on, go outside. I don't care. And snorkel, put that shit up. Right?
Right. No, I get that.
Oh, no, you don't, because it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Hey, the hoodie was keeping me warm. And you're like, no, you need a coat on because it's 40 below. No. How do you draw that line?
It's a case-by-case basis. For
Why?
me, it's a case-by-case basis.
Why?
Because it is. I have to evaluate each different situation of what's happening. I mean,
they're comfortable. They're comfortable in a hoodie when it's 40 below. They're 14. They're comfortable. What? Why would you make them wear a coat?
I didn't.
See?
So she suffers a natural consequence. She wears a hoodie. She's going to be cold.
No, but she says no. She's not.
But so why is that your problem? Is she going to come home and be sick?
Because it's my.
But is she going to, because she gets cold? If she's cold, is that going to make her sick?
That's not what makes people sick. The cold does not.
Right. No, I know that. That's why I'm asking. So
because she's obviously not mature enough to make a decision, the right decision, and she's my child. She's a minor. This is the problem with America. Hey, 14, go ahead. You want to be a cat? Be a fucking cat. That's going to make
you feel.
That's
a totally different.
No. You want to be a cat? You be a cat. Go ahead. Go poop in a box.
Right. And that's why I'm saying it's a case-by-case situation. It's not worth me to argue with my kid if they want to be cold or not. All right. Well,
they want to be a cat
without a jacket. No, that's a different story, dude. That's a mental illness. Not wanting to wear a jacket. Wanting to wear a jacket has nothing to do with a mental illness.
Did you ever pretend to be somebody you weren't, like Evel Knievel or something?
Of course I did.
Oh, so that's a mental illness.
Pretend to be somebody else, not truly live that. In my mind, as I'm riding my bicycle, I'm like, yeah, I'm Evel Knievel. But I didn't go off into the world and say, I'm Evel Knievel. I need a motorcycle parking spot in my store at the school. I need some special stuff for me because this is how I feel. Okay. That's a total difference. That's what's wrong with America.
No, it's not.
Right there.
There's no difference.
Because everybody's getting involved in everybody else's business and not letting you raise their kid, telling them that that's not a way to raise a 14-year-old.
So listen, you then I want you to go and talk to you identified for that short time as Evel Knievel. That's a mental illness.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
No, not at all. That was so me. I was looking up to my right, and I wanted to be like him. I want to be like a cat.
I want to be like a cat.
Yeah, that's
lay in the sun and purr.
Yeah, that's not what it is. That's more of an.
That's not what you believe it.
That's not right. Thank you. That's not what you believe it is. That's I believe it's an attention-getting issue, and it becomes a mental illness because they are searching for something that they didn't get. They're looking for that attention. Right. This is how I feel. Lisa, please chime in. But I feel like they're looking for attention. Right. I wasn't looking for attention when I felt I was Evel Knievel. I was looking to jump my bicycle and be a badass.
Who were you with? Your buddies?
Sometimes
so you were
by myself.
So you were looking for attention.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But if you look at it that way, that's great. And that's your choice to look at it that way. That's not the way I looked at it. Right. Yep. And that's why I am who I am.
Yep. In some societies, a blanket is a coat or a shawl. Yeah, it's called a shawl. You're correct. Yep. Or a poncho. Yep. Absolutely. Not in this society, brother. Not into the Jones house. Right. That's it. She's 14. What we have an issue here with true authenticity is that parents don't want to be authentic and parent a child. She is a child. That's it. She's a minor. She's 14. Does she have opinions? Absolutely. Does she have likes and dislikes? Absolutely. But it's my job as a parent to parent her. Because she's 14, she can't make those decisions. Right? She makes the wrong decision. Guess what? It's my job to parent her. Wrong decision.
I understand that. I just feel like
she tries to walk out of my house with shorts that show half of her ass. Well, but she's comfortable. But she's comfortable, Scott. And she got a little halter top on her. Maybe just goes out with a sports bra, so you can see her ass in a sports bra. Well, but she's 14. Why would you tell her? Why would you tell her to wear anything else? She's comfortable.
Once again, case by case basis.
Yes,
it is. Because yes, it is. Everything is different. You're not going to handle every situation in life the same. You have your set of moral values and how you view things and what you feel that they should be or how you should react to them. But you have to look at it from a different base. Is it worth you yelling at her and getting mad at her for wanting to wear a shawl to school? Not for me. For you, it might be. And that's the difference between parents.
If she had a shawl, then perhaps I wouldn't care, because that's a shawl, not a blanket.
Well, what makes a difference between a shawl? It's got usually frizzy stuff hanging off the end.
Find Bob. You've got the dictionary. Give us the definition of a shawl. Give us the definition of a blanket, and you'll see the difference. And Scott, I'm with you. Safety is a worthwhile override with young, soon-to-be adults. I hope I hop on the magic adult birthday. They have learned to self-direct, right? Yeah, and we could say, hey, 14, back when Laura Ingalls Wilder was in a covered wagon, that was an adult.
No, the fact that we've got this whole number magical number that says you're an adult.
I agree with Kent. Sorry.
Right? Scott. That's okay. And that's good. That's good. Good. Not everyone agrees. And if everyone agreed that kumbaya, the world would suck.
So here's the problem. I'm being my authentic self and raising my child, and you go, that's wrong.
I didn't say it's wrong. I said
she was comfortable. She was comfortable.
I didn't say you're wrong. I said that's not the way, and that's why
on a case by case basis.
It's right for me. It's not a thing,
right?
But you're authentic. You feel it's necessary to do it, and that's great because you got good kids, and it's obviously working. I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying for me, it's different. I look at it from a case by case. I have to look at what the repercussions, what's going to happen if this continues on.
But Scott, as a parent, you handle it as you see fit. Kent sees it as a problem, and Kent lives with the consequences of how his child sees him in their lives and themselves. Right? I tell my kids that your decisions, actions have consequences. I have high standards that I feel that they have trickled down. Yeah, and you've got great kids. And they're grown. They're doing great things, right? Or they're getting grown. Jeez, right?
It takes time.
But that's the whole thing, right? Is all of a sudden you're like that. She's 14. She can, if she's comfortable and she wants to wear half shorts and have half of her body hanging out and cover up with a blanket, as long as she's comfortable, that's cool.
But that's not me. I didn't say that. Different people can, but that's why I say it's a case by case basis. You have to evaluate. You have to save your nose for the big things, and the confrontation.
The big things. What are the big things?
That's a case by case.
That's a cop out.
What am I going to say? No, it's not a cop out because I looked at every. All right, I'm going to say no to her wearing booty shorts and her boobs hanging out because that just puts off the complete wrong vibe.
But as your dad says, in some societies in the world, that's normal. There are ladies who walk around with no shirts on and just a little loincloth. So
that's not America. Where I grow up, where my kids are right now,
but
how I do it.
If we're going to use the blanket shawl, that's a defense. That's a defense. That's what we're sticking.
Let's look at what the Europeans do then with their kids. They'd probably say, leave your kid alone. Why are you telling your kid she can't wear a blanket? So in their eyes, you're wrong. My eyes, you're wrong.
Who's that?
I'm saying, like, if you look at a different culture, like the Europeans, they don't get as involved. From what I understand with the people I know, they would say you're wrong for doing that because what really does it hurt? How does it hurt you? I get what you're saying. It's a mental play, but different strokes, different folks. You're wanting to tell your daughter so she can give her the best possible chance to be raised as a good child and be a good person to society. If not having that conversation with her about a blanket going to school is not going to make her a bad person. Wearing or cause her major problems. Wearing booty shorts and boobs hanging out gives people the wrong impressions that maybe she's easy or she's
Well, wow, that's sexist.
Whoa. Okay, so go for it. Send me your emails at Scott@216.net.
I shudder to think what I would have done if my mother let me be my authentic self at 14.
I didn't say he had to let her be her authentic self. It's a blanket.
Scary thought.
Yeah.
Teach your kids by example. Let them see and share your failures. Absolutely.
So what you were saying, though, if you weren't being your authentic self, you weren't being yourself. So therefore, you were being what everyone else wanted you to be. To me, that's not right. Be who you are. Now, if you need to adapt or what you're thinking is wrong, right? At 14, the kid can say, "This is how I feel." Great. Let's talk about that. Why do you feel that way? What does it do for you? Understand why they're doing. You always say, seek first to understand.
Yep.
Right? Understand why she just wanted to wear that blanket. Maybe she's just being lazy, right? Or if she wanted to be his authentic self, understand, Mom, this is how I feel. I like to sit in the corner and draw. I don't want to go to school. Well,
that's totally different, Scott.
I don't.
Well, you just used totally different.
Self.
You just used totally different for everything I threw at you. That's totally different. That's not the same. Drawing has nothing to do with that.
I'm saying, but if he wanted to do that, that's his authentic self. He said he didn't want to be his authentic self.
Her authentic self is she don't know she's 14.
No, but she's growing into it. She's learning case by case.
And guess what?
Teaching her, right?
Guess what? She came home and she said, right? She walked out the door, eyes rolled. I'm pissed. I can't wear a blanket to school. And then guess what? She shows up. I said, how was your day? It was great. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So she doesn't know. She's just trying to roll in and do something stupid. And that's dumb. And you can't let your kids do that, right? Teens are still developing their authentic self. They don't know, right?
No, they're not. We're not even just teens. Our authentic selves. We're learning that as we live and as we grow. I mean, it does change over time. It absolutely does. Your base morals and values and stuff generally don't. But what you believe in, how you act, and your knowledge changes. So your authentic self, things can change. It's life. It's evolution. You evolve, you change, you adapt. So I'm going to disagree with you on that one. It's always going to be a case by case situation. We do need to guide our children 100%. Once again, for me, case by case basis, and that's great. And that's what makes America great. You can do it. We can still, at this point, the way choose to raise our kids the way we want, and that's great, right? And hopefully that freedom is never taken from us, right? And learning from each other on how they do it is also a beautiful thing that we can do, because we're not communism. We're not being told what to do and how to do it.
No, we are.
Well, and I fight against a lot of it.
But you don't.
Some I do, some I don't.
It's case by case.
No.
It's case by case.
That's a day by day.
Oh, it's case by case.
Okay.
Listen, we got to go. We're 7 minutes over. Good stuff. Good conversation. Authentically speaking, that is. Bravos here. 21.6. Come back at we got new. The bridge is new. Kelly Vance. We'll be talking about how to build a bridge. And then we've got then we've got brand new. And then we've got brand new In the Know with Steph and Joe, embarrassing stories. This is going to be a go to want to come in, go to In the Know with Steph and Joe on Facebook, and life will be good. But hey, thanks for all of your input. We
you guys, we can't even get to all of them.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We certainly appreciate you every Friday. We love you coming in, hanging out with us, and talking through all these subjects, because that's what life's all about: sharing, caring, trying to help everyone get to that next level. And just be who you want to be your authentic self, and see how that makes you feel. Okay. Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend.